So on the one hand side, you've got the steps that I've matched out for you. So the first thing I want you to do is, and I'm going to do 2 examples today. We're going to first look at this example. Now, everything is going to look the same. So it doesn't really matter what example I use. We're going to do another different example in a short little while. Let's just quickly run through the basics that we've started off with for those of you who wasn't in class or forgot. Okay. So I want you to first go to formulas when you see you're going to work with Excel and just get a feel for what's going on in your reference, your table, your name manager. Now you will see that there's a reference error. Now this was a mistake actually done by the system. It should have been uploaded actually not with that name. It should have had no name. Okay, you should have assigned the name. Now you could have actually seen that in the question when they said assign the name. But nevertheless, that's why if you do your H lookup with this one, it's not going to work. So I want you to look at the value there. You either have to edit it and go and redo the whole thing, so that when you click on that again and you say, okay, can you see there's no reference error anymore? Or the safest option at this point is to delete. Okay? But normally, darlings, when you start off an N6 question paper and you go to the name manager, there shouldn't be any name except if the examiner or the lecturer gave you the name already. Okay? So let's start off with a clean slate. So I went to formulas and this is what I said here. Check your name manager. You're going to go to the formula tab in the ribbon. You're going to check the name manager and you're going to just get a feel. Don't delete it if it's there, especially if the value wasn't giving you an error. Then leave it like that. Okay? Then the second thing that you need to always do when you do VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP is to look at your values. Is it in alphabetical order or not? Okay? If you're working with years or something different, is it going from small to big? Okay, because remember, this is a machine. It goes from the first one all the way down. And I hope you can see that the vertical lookup goes from top to bottom and the horizontal table goes from left to right. Okay, and that's why I said here, vertical, top to bottom. When it's a horizontal table, it's going to be left to right. Are you all good? Okay, so when you choose that, and I'm going to not do my vertical table now because it's already sorted, but if you have to sort it, do not include your headings. So you can actually make a little note for yourself there by sort saying excluding your headings. When you are renaming your table, it includes everything and the headings. If you're sorting the table like such, the headings, in this case, the headings for a horizontal table will be those yellow ones. For a vertical table, it will be those headings. So if I sort, I'm going to sort only that part. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to sort and filter. I'm going to do custom sort. And I'm going to say I want to sort it, in this case, from top to bottom because I'm doing a vertical table, yes. And then I look, how do I know what it needs to sort it by? How do I know? I know it because it needs to be sorted by the backup code. It cannot be sorted by the backup system. Why not? Because I don't have a value for backup system. It's not going to make sense. It's looking up the value of the backup code. So the sort by is given the hint or the example that you need to choose is most of the time the first one. Okay? And you're going to say, okay, and you're going to be fine. Okay? We'll do the other one next. So this is step 2. Then step 3, after you've done step 1 and 2, is to go to your column, yes, and to start your equation or your function with a equal sign. Are you with me? And then you press FX. So you go to FX and you choose which one. How do you know which one you will be choosing? Look at the table that you're working in. Are you looking at a H lookup or a V lookup? A V lookup. Can you all see that? I'm looking at the values here from top to bottom. This is my horizontal table. So I'm going to say okay. And then this is the little part that you can have a look here. So I'm actually doing this part now. So you can look at this part. Can you see this part? Is this part over here? All right. So what is the lookup value? It's the value in the lookup table. In other words, this is your lookup table. Does that make sense to you? This little thing here is your lookup table. Okay. What is in that lookup table? That's also in this table. Backup code. Do you see that? There is no pre and post load shedding. And how am I going to know what backup system that specific college is going to use? If I look at this table, by looking at the backup code. So my lookup value is going to be, in this case, B4. So I click on that. Are you with me? I'm looking up the value. So according to this, if I do it manually, what is going to be Bikantanjuna TVEX College backup generation or system? The backup generator. Why? Because it has a C code for backup. Are you with me? Okay, let's go to the second one. Second one is your table array. Now you can see there the examples I give you. It can either be cells. You see there's little dollar signs there. So it can either be a cell reference, so going from B20 to B25 for instance, or it can be assigning a name. Now, if you go to that question paper, you will see that the table array they give you is the one here. They tell you it must be B20 to D25. Are you with me? Okay. What do you do when it's given like that? You press F4 on both sides. Can you see the dollar signs that appear there? Okay. Now, look at what the answer here is. It says, where is the answer? Okay, now remember I'm working in this one here. How many columns does it have? 1, 2, 3. If you can't see that, let's just quickly, okay, I can't do that. Let me just show you here. This is column 1. Yes. This is column 2. Yes. And this is column 3. Can you all see that? Read that part. It says, where is the answer? Where is the answer appearing? Backup system is the answer I want. Is it in column 1, 2, or 3? Column 2 in this case. And you can see the last one there, you can ignore. So you're going to leave it open and you're going to say, okay. And then you are going to autofill everything. Okay, are you with me? Okay, now I'm going to make it bigger so that we can actually go through it without those steps. Okay, what is the first step to do in a H or a V lookup? You go to your formulas, you say name manager, you get a feel for your sheet. Maybe there's one there, maybe there's not. Make sure the value doesn't give you an error. Okay, otherwise delete it and start over. That's the first step. What is my second step? You've got it in front of you. What is my second step? I sort my table. Do I include the headings? No. So are you all comfortable if I do that and I go home and I'm sorting it like this? I custom sort it and then I say I want it from left to right and I want it, what do you think I'm going to choose? 27. Why? Because the values that I am looking at is in row 27. Do you see those values that's over here? Can you see these values here? Can you see that is the same as the values that is in 27? Okay. I'm not going to sort it now because I want to show you what happens if you don't sort. Okay. What is the next step? I start my function with an equal sign. Then I go to fx. I ask myself, am I working in an H lookup or a V lookup? Okay, how do you know that? Because you are working in this table and you're going to say, okay, what is the value I'm looking up? Look at your table. Is it subject influence? Maybe. Is it room influence? It can't be because there's no room influence here. Is there a lecturer? It can't be lecturer because lecturer is the one that I'm looking for. So can you see I'm going to click on that value there? Are you happy with that? Okay. Now remember, darlings, if you look back at this option, there's two options. There's an OR. You can do cell values or you can assign a name. In the first example with our VLOOKUP, we had a value that we absolute cell reference with F4. You remember that? In this example, what do they give you? They give you a name, okay, which I have not assigned. So that is why it's actually so important that when you go to your formulas and you see there's no name, go to your question paper and assign the name before you start your HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. Are you with me? Press right, say define name, and use the word. Don't use your own name or your secret lover's name. You use the table given. And to make sure you've used the correct name, if you click there, there must be a table listed there. Can you see? Or you can go to formulas and say name manager and make sure that the value, there's no error message. Okay, we're going to start again. Equal sign, fx, HLOOKUP. Remember, I did not sort and there's a reason I didn't sort. Okay, what is my lookup value? G4. What is my table array? In this case, it is a name that I defined. Are you with me? Now, you don't have to click that in. You can actually go and just click that whole thing, and then it will also. This is actually the easier way because then there's no mistake for you. And let's say you haven't assigned the name, then you will just lose the mark for that. Okay. All right. Then, what is your row index number? Remember, the previous example had columns. This one is a horizontal table, so therefore it has rows. Where is the answer appearing for this? The answer is lecturer that we're looking for. Is it in row 1? No. Is it in row 2? No. Is it in row 3? Yes. So I'm going to type 3 and I leave the last one blank and I say, okay. Now look here what's happened. Why is this happening? Because I did not sort my table. Okay. So if this happened, don't redo it. Just go back to your table. Don't include your headings. Go back to sort and filter. Say custom sort. Make sure you're doing it correctly. If it's horizontal, it's left to right. If it's vertical, it's top to bottom. You're sorting it by row 27. You say okay. And can you see how that fall into place? You didn't have to redo it. So I want you to see the difference. Okay, are you with me? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into another example. Okay, a different one, not Jurassic Park, nothing. Okay. Let's see which one I'm going to use. Okay, let me just quickly open that for you. I'm going to use the, maybe let's do semester 2. let's do the assessment of N6. Okay, I'm going to open up this one. Okay, and you will see it's last year's practical. And let's just quickly make it a little bit smaller so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now I want you to look at the question here. You can see this is Excel, yes? Okay. Now look at the question here. I'm just going to make it on a new page. It says here, retrieve the spreadsheet. Okay, all is wonderful. Insert the picture. Okay, that's fine. Let's quickly, while we at it, do all of this together so that you can see what's going on in an Excel. And that's a good preparation for you for the practical too. Okay? So let me quickly open up that one. It's hotel. Okay? And I'm going to just minimize it so that you can still see the question paper on the other side. Okay. So here we go. So they're asking for a function to insert today's date. Now, if you go to this one, you will see that today's date is in H5. Are you with me? Okay, so this is H5. There's two ways in which you can display a date. Okay, if they want today's date only, in other words, just the date, no time, you're going to say equals today. Can you see that? And you double click and you press enter. Can you see today's date is the 26th of February 2026? Okay. What happens if the examiner or the lecturer in the question paper is asking you for the date and the time? Then we can't use today because, as you can see, today only gives today's date. Then see how we're going to say equals now. Double click and enter. Can you see if I make it a little bit bigger? Ooh, it's a custom. Let's just make it general. No. Sorry, I'm just going to take it to somewhere else. It was customized. Equals now. If I put it there, you will see. Can you see it's 3 minutes past 11, which was just now, and the date. So equals now includes the date. Equals today is the date only. Are you happy? Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the if function today. Well, actually, we can. Okay, that's a nested if. If we will, I will make, okay, I still have to do a normal in5 if with you, but we will do that. Let's quickly look at this one. It says you need to determine, look at this question here. Make use of a function to determine the meal of each student. Okay, but I also want you to look at C. Look at how the examiner is asking that. Make use of a function to determine the view of each student. Make use of absolute cell reference. Can you see that if you look at the view, this is the view. Look at the two options that they give you. Can you see what kind of table is this? Yes, what kind of table is this? Can you see that, darlings? Can you see when you open up your student files, you need to engage with your data so that you can see what is on there? Yes, are you with me? Okay, now look here. Can you see the examiner didn't say use reference cells or cell referencing, cell references, and they didn't say for instance, in this case, I20 all the way to G22. Can you see that that wasn't included? Can you see that, darlings? So do you understand that sometimes, even if this is not used, but this is given, Isn't this giving you an idea of what might it be? It might be the VLOOKUP or the HLOOKUP with the F4 in it. Okay, are we going to try that? Let's start. What is the first thing I need to do? I go to formulas, I say name manager, there is one. There's a meal and there's no error. Can I leave it like that? Let's leave it. We're not going to delete it. We'll get to it later on. What is the second option? I need to make sure that I am sorted. So I select, does it make sense to you that those three is my what? My headings. Can you see that? So this is going to be my data that I'm going to sort. Okay? So you're going to go to, let's just make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to go to filter and sort. I'm going to say what? Custom sort. What is the options? Left to right, because I'm working in a horizontal. And do you think we're going to use what? Row 20. And just make sure that we are going to use row 20. We'll check now if it's correct. They say, now look here, according to their surname, they're going to have a view. Do you see that? Each one of them have a view of a different thing, of the sea, of the garden, of the wall. Okay? So let's see how we're going to do that. Our next step, according to that little thing in front of you, is equal. Then I'm going to go to FX and I'm working in a what table? An HLOOKUP. What is my lookup value? The value that's already in my table. What value is in my table? Actually, surname and name, but I'm going to work with surname because we sorted it according to surname. Are you with me? Does that make sense to you why I'm choosing that one? Okay. What is my table array? It can either be one of two things. In this case, it's the cell reference. So I go and click the whole thing. Are you happy? What do I need to do now? Press F4 on both sides. The question even says that. Where is my answer being displayed? In row? Can you all see it's going to be in row 3? See ya? Can you see that? It's view. My answer is what? View. My row ends the answer, which is row 3. I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to scroll it down. Can you see? Let's make sure. Sibo has the wall. Buthelezi has the sea. Yes. So can you see it worked out well? Are we going to do this the next one? Read the question. Now, yesterday, one of the students said to me, ma'am, I'm getting confused with the questions. Read the questions. If it's saying make use of a function with absolute cell reference or referencing table or assign a name, your bell in your head should tell you HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's go to D. D is the meal. Now, if you look at the meal, you'll see we're going to work in this little table over here. Are you with me? Okay. What is the first thing I need to do? I already checked my first step. I checked my formulas. I checked my name manager. I saw there was a meal. It says that you must assign the range name meal to the reference table. It's already been done for me. Are you with me? If it wasn't there, let's say I went to the name manager and there was blank, I have to go and select everything, right click and say define name. Are you with me? Okay, so let's quickly go and see if it works. All right, what is the second step I need to do? I need to sort my table. Okay. Now there's something, okay, it's fine. Let's do that quickly. Okay, we're going to go to home. We're going to go to sort. We're going to say custom sort. Options is top to bottom. I am sorting it according to column A because it's the surname. Are you with me? I can't sort it. I can sort it according to name too, but for now I'm going to use surname. Okay, let's start. What is my next step? A equal sign. Then I go to fx. Am I working in a VLOOKUP or an HLOOKUP? I'm working in a VLOOKUP because my table here at the bottom is a vertical table. And then what is my lookup value? According to the person's surname, it's going to have a meal. So I'm clicking on the surname because that's the one I have in both of the tables. Are you with me? What is the table array? It can either be one of two things. It can be assigning a name or it can be my reference table. To make sure the name is correct, I'm just going to do that. And can you see it actually works because it says meal and I didn't even have to type it in. That's a nice way to see that you've done it correctly. The third one here is to say where in the column of the tables does my answer display? What is my answer? My answer is going to be what? Meal. Where is my answer being displayed? Is it in column 1, 2, or 3? Column 3. So I'm going to press 3 and I'm going to say, okay, and Bob's my uncle. Are you with me? Okay. Let's do one more thing. I'm going to do a normal if with you, okay? So let's say that I'm going to just change this a bit. I'm going to say, I wonder what the FM stands for. Okay, I'm just going to say FM value. Okay, FM value defined. Okay, now listen to my question. I'm saying, let's make it something like this. I'm saying, this is my question. If the FM value is less or equal to, let's make it 40, okay? The FM value is low. Otherwise, it's high. That's a very, very easy if. Are you with me? So let's make that our if function. Okay, that's the question I'm asking you. And we're going to calculate it here. All right. So how do I do a normal if function? I say equals. Then I go to fx. Then I say if. Okay. What is my test? My test is if this thing is bigger or smaller than equal to what? To 40. Then what must be the value? I wanted to say it's low. Otherwise, it's going to be displayed as high. And I'm going to say, okay. And that's going to be. So these three needs to be low. And yes, it is. Can you see those three are less than 40 or equal? Okay. Can you still remember that one? Okay. I'm going to stop here.